Shalom, shalom, and welcome. This is Reflections of a Servant. What to expect in the coming days. It is an end time series contributing to the unity of an awakening nation, of those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. We will find ourselves being delivered from among many debates and conflicts and things that cause us to be divided among one another. To those who earnestly desire to do the will of the Almighty Father, I am compelled to believe we will be made straight. We will face the corrections necessary to rise up in all set apartness. With that said, this segment of Reflections of a Servant, what to expect in the coming days, is entitled Identifying a Day. Identifying a Day. End times are here, and the final chapters of life for man is over the horizon. One of the most critical things that we are about to witness for the purposes of growing in unity and demonstrating to the world that awakening body and awakening nation, the children of Yahuah, are rising in unity, will require that we are together on identifying when a day begins and ends. I will not bombard you with scriptures, but I will strongly encourage each of you to revisit all scriptures related to a day and seek to discover the life in them. My brothers and sisters, many of us have taken on positions regarding when a day begin or end without earnestly pursuing the living spirit of Yahushua to define it for us. We have trusted in our cognitive factors, our mental abilities, our academic prowess. We have trusted in books and translations and people's opinion. Many of us have taken on a position of believing a day begins or ends erroneously, unaware of what the voice of the Spirit of Yahushua is saying. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, this will change. In the coming days ahead, there will be extreme conditions and events as we are made humble. Yes, we will find ourselves made humble as a result of our greed and disregard for this planet and life, as a result of wickedness which has spawned across the globe. We will see that in global warming and climate change, out of drought and famine and pestilence and disease, we will be made humble. We will witness this planet known as Nibiru, Planet X or Planet 7X, contribute to global warming and climate change and cataclysmic conditions that are over the horizon. We are about to see clearly a rise in the spirit of Yahushua as we are made weak. And in our weakness, we will rise up in the strength and power of Yahushua Mashiach. We are about to witness a major correction. One of the most important things we will come to discover is how to recognize when a day begins and when it ends. We have a long journey ahead of us, O Yasharal. Those who will fulfill the final exodus, along with those who will be transitioned from our current residence, as forced migrations and transitions begin to become widespread across the planet. Believe it or not, my brothers and sisters, the teachings and practices which require our attention regarding how to measure a day is critical in the process and the schedule of events ahead of us, specifically regarding our final exodus, our worship and obedience to the Almighty One. In order for us, we who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuwah, to be united as one body in Yahushua Mashiach under the banner of Yasharal, we will come to discover how to measure a day correctly. We will come to recognize when a day begins and when it ends. My brothers and sisters, it has been our perceptions and trust in our own minds that have led us to be deceived individually and collectively regarding when a day begins and ends. Be mindful of this. Since the beginning of time, the Almighty Father is the beginning and the end, and He has presented us with the importance of light as well as the importance of set apartness. Man have witnessed scriptures that use a symbolism with words describing a plant, a tree, a vine. But for some reason we fail to recognize that these plants require light. We fail to recognize that in the beginning was the brilliance of the Almighty Father, His natural light. We are, believe it or not, an agricultural people. We were originally an agricultural people. And I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, the very thing that sustains life from a natural and practical perspective involves agriculture, the growing of plants, food. The very life of men, women, and children flows as a result of the light that is provided by the Almighty Father. For some reason, we fail to realize that He is light. Before the sun and the moon and the stars was the brilliant light of the Almighty Father. Our bodies function most effectively in the light of day and in set apartness. Believe it or not, we work from the beginning of day to the ending of daylight, taking care of our fields and animals in times past. Believe it or not, we work from the beginning of day to the end of daylight, taking care of our families. There were no night lights or electricity. A cycle of working went from the beginning of daylight to nightfall, and the cycle began again when daylight emerged. It is paramount, my brothers and sisters, that we begin to look at the consistency and the strength of all that is written regarding working, worshiping, and obeying the living instructions of the Most High Father Yahuah. If we search the scriptures, we will discover that light, the light of day, is most critical to growing in maturity and obeying the Most High Father. If one were to look in the mirror, it would not take much to discern that our bodies were not designed to function most effectively in darkness. We don't have the eyes of an owl or other night-dwelling species. Our eyes are designed for us to function most productively during daylight hours. With each rotation of the earth, many of us know that there's a time of daylight and a time of night. If we were to pause for a moment, it would not take much thought to discern that this is a cycle from light to darkness. And then the cycle starts again when light appears again. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, a full cycle is when life begins and ends and begin again. From morning to morning represents the cycle of a day. I'm not here to debate you nor argue with you. Proof will come. If you search the scriptures, we will discover that at the birth of Adam and Eve came the fall of man, then the restoration of fellowship by Yahushua Mashiach. If we search the scriptures, we can discover how the Almighty One created in Adam and Eve, how His light brought forth the light of man and woman. We will discover that in the physical death of these earthen vessels, that a transformation is made possible in the plan of the Most High through Yahushua Messiah, where we will put off the corruptible and put on the incorruptible. If we search the scriptures, one can discern that before there was the sun, the moon, and the stars, there was the brilliance from the Almighty Father, who is the beginning and the end, who is able to discern the life in the following passage. James 1:17. It says, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no change nor shadow of turning. Who is able to discern the life in Revelations 21:23? And the city had no need of the sun nor the moon to shine in it, for the esteem of the Almighty One lightened it, and the Lamb is its lamp. Revelation 22:5 says, and night shall be no more, and they shall have no need of a lamp or the light of the sun, because Yahuwah, the Almighty One, shall give them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. My brothers and sisters, when many people read in Genesis, when He created the sun, the moon, the stars, and it speaks of when a day began, they forget that at the beginning of the creation was the light of the Almighty Father. For He is the light and the lamp to our feet, to our eyes. It is He that is the author and finisher of our beliefs. My brothers and sisters, soon we will come to appreciate the importance of a day. We will come to appreciate the light that the Almighty Father presented to us by the sun, the moon, and the stars. Soon, believe it or not, infrastructures will begin to fail. Power grids will be destroyed as cataclysmic times erupt with a magnitude undesirable. We will be made humble and begin to recognize all that is provided by the Almighty Father regarding our existence on this planet. We will begin to appreciate the natural light that He created for us. There are many things ahead of which will prove that we have taken for granted the things that the Most High Father has provided for us, that we have taken for granted, identifying a day. Soon and very soon, we will see the importance of coming back, returning, remembering where we have fallen, and embracing the Spirit of Yahushua like never before. Pray, watch, study, pray some more, prepare to witness why it is extremely important for us to begin to identify a day in unity as the Most High Father has ordered. Our redemption draws near, and measuring a day will prove to be critical as we begin to journey from the four corners of the earth and fulfill our final exodus. Awake, O Yasharal, know that the life and the power of Isaiah 55:11. Know that our redemption draws near. Know that the words of the Most High will not return to Him empty nor void. Let us realize we will rise in discernment. And in rising and identifying with the Spirit of Yahushua is saying, we will come to know the definition of a day. Identifying a day, discerning correctly when a day begins and ends, and it will prove to be of importance for our final journey, for our movement, for our worship, for our obedience to the Most High. In the name of Yahushua, we will come to know when a day begins and ends. Discerning correctly when a day begins and ends will prove to be of necessity. For those who fail to recognize the truth and such will find that in their misgivings and their overzealousness and being overtaken by the wicked one, it will result in some's death. Yes, physical death. Because our movement will be on the schedule of the Most High. And it will be according to the days that He has set forth before us. Soon and very soon, my brothers and sisters, we will understand why it is important to correctly understand when a day begins and ends. Our journey requires many actions ahead of us. Pray and watch, O Yasharal. We will learn how to guard the Shabbat. We will recognize the importance of the new moons and discern the purpose of feast times. Unity for the children of obedience comes. All debates and arguments over how to discern what is correct regarding when a day begins and ends, all the debates and arguments, all the conflicts and disagreements will be laid waste among those who will face the final gathering, the final exodus, among those who will be martyrs for Yahushua's name in the final days to come, among those who discern what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying. Let us prepare, O Yasharal. There will be adjustments. We will adapt to this correction that is ahead. And we will forge forward, being refined and emerging as an awakening nation under the banner of Yasharal. We will be made whole. We will march in unity by the Spirit of Yahushua Mashiach, who will prove to be working in us, through us, one towards another, through His chosen leaders, and through the two witnesses that are commonly known as the two witnesses of Revelation. Behold, our eyes will be opened, our ears unclogged. Out of humility and weakness will rise the Spirit of Yahushua, working in us individually, through us one towards another, and we will witness the leadership that He has chosen in the shaping of a set apart and sovereign nation, led by His Spirit, led and fulfilling all that is written by the Almighty Father. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, prepare to begin to discern the shaping of an awakening nation. Prepare to discern the living presence of the Spirit of Yahushua like never imagined. Prepare to act and respond as directed. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, rise up and know that our redemption draws near. Shalom. 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 Let us begin to embrace when a day begins and ends. Shalom.